Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Just Bookish Things. Today is going to be my Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday is a Goodreads group hosted by Sam over at Thoughts on Tomes. I'll leave the link to the Goodreads group in the description box below. Essentially it's where you recommend 5 books based on a certain topic each week, and this week's topic is books without romance. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the books that I recommend. So the first book that I'm going to be recommending today is A Girl Named Disaster by Nancy Farmer. This is about a young girl whose father abandoned her and her mother when she was a baby, and then not long after her mother passed away, leaving her in the care of her aunts, uncles, and cousins. Now her aunts, uncles, and cousins abuse her and believe her to be a curse. And so in order to get rid of her, they decide they're going to marry her off to a much older man. She does not appreciate this and decides that she's going to try to run away to her father and his family by sailing up the river. This journey, she learns how to accept herself and kind of what it means to be you and who you are. And I think it's really wonderful and I absolutely love it. The second book I'm going to recommend to you today is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. This takes place in a future where the world is not very pretty and a lot of people live in poverty. So a lot of people basically live in this virtual reality world. They even have jobs there, they go to school there. Well, the creator of this game passes away and leaves an Easter egg in the game where anyone who can solve it and find all of the keys can have his fortune. So the main character in this book, Wade, decides that to get out of his life, he is going to find this treasure. I remember there isn't any romance in there. I think that at some point he does have a crush on one of the girls that he is competing against, but kind of their romance kind of takes a back seat and really isn't important. He mentions it a few times and mentions how he does have a crush on her, but it's not the main point of this book like a lot of other YA books are. So the third book is The Bird Box by Josh Malerman. So this takes place after an apocalypse has happened, and there are these monsters running around outside that if a person sees one, he or she will go insane and essentially destroy themselves and take other people around them down with them. And it follows this woman who finds out about this safe house not too far up the river from her, and she decides that she's going to take her children there in order for them to grow up in a place where they don't have to live in fear of these monsters coming for them. And so most of the book, half the book is kind of the flashbacks to before her children were born, and the other half is the journey her and her children make to this place. And the whole journey they are blindfolded, so the parts that take place during this journey, you're basically getting all the information from what the woman hears. And I think it's really interesting. I really enjoyed it, and it is kind of a horror novel, so if you're not into that, I would not recommend reading it. It's not super scary, but I don't get scared easily, so I think that if you do, you may not like this book. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and like I said, there's pretty much no romance. Now the next book I'm going to recommend is a classic, and that is Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. If you have not heard about this book, this is about this man who makes a bet that he can travel around the world in a hot air balloon in 80 days or less. Now this was written in 1873, so traveling around the world in 80 days was unheard of. It's also fairly short, so if you're looking for a classic that isn't extremely long, I would definitely recommend this one. So the last book I'm going to recommend is my all-time favorite book in the whole world, and that is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. So if you have not heard a synopsis on this book, essentially it is about this hobbit named Bilbo Baggins who goes on this adventure with these dwarves in order to reclaim their stolen treasure. And it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It's really what got me into reading and even what got me into writing. and so I would definitely recommend it if you have not yet read it. I know a lot of people have, but there are still many people who haven't. So if you have not read it yet, I would definitely recommend it. And there is no romance in it, it's all adventure and it's great. So those are my 5 recommendations for books without romance. Let me know what recommendations you have in the comments below. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!